Hi everyone and welcome back to the August WARNO tournament. Today we have our second game between CRPR and XStark. CRPR on the left in blue as the 3rd Armoured Division, and on the right we have XStark once more as the 39th Infantry Division. He is obviously in red. It'll be interesting to see what CRPR manages to do with the 3rd Armoured, as they can be very powerful, especially when utilising their very strong choppers, but we'll see how that pans out. I can see straight away that we have some Razvedka Heavy and an Mi-24 getting right up in the front of Alpha for XStark here. It'll be interesting to see if CRPR tries to capitalise on Echo a bit more this time and actually gets a command in there, because I know he didn't for the entire last game. So the question will be whether he does that now. Obviously, once again, gone for early commands in both Bravo and Delta. No commands early at the other side. A heavy force going in for XStark into Alpha here. That is a lot of units, even more than the previous, and here are 2 commands coming in already. I assume one of these will actually be going to Alpha rather than one going to Hotel, because they're both coming at the bottom of the map there. This will actually be very interesting, because I feel like XStark has got a really strong force down here in Alpha. He's a command coming in at the top, so CRPR is going to grab Echo early this time. Just a smattering of units around Alpha. He's sending Abrams, few Abrams there actually. 2 Abrams and a Bradley Fire Team Dragon. So he's sending a lot more up here than he did last time. And my AT's pulling away. They're heading up the top. He obviously knows that there must be a push coming at the top. Though Pivads are moving up as well, so he will have air defense. So CRPR going for a slightly different tactic this time. Building more of a defensive line here. I'm really curious if CRPR could actually take the entirety of Echo. It's not something we see done very often. As I say, most people end up fighting over Alpha. But it could be that CRPR is going to try and take Echo. Still +3 to CRPR. He likes to get those early points. It's a good advantage to have. Lots of motor strike. Loads and loads of units coming in at the bottom. I mean, Alpha is going to be an absolute fortress. Recon Bradley getting some shots off at these Recon UAZs. I think it actually missed. Unusual for a Bradley with a Tor 2. They're pushing straight up the middle. He wants to see what's there. He should get engaged by the Abrams. Oh, they're turning off. Wow. I've never seen the Bradley miss so much. Will it finally get it? No. Oh, it looked like a hit, but it survived. Oh, that's weird. That was very weird. Command now in here, so still +1 to CRPR though. Command is coming in for Hotel, however. Command infantry arriving in Echo though. UAZ pushing back this way. I think XStark's just using them for a little bit of scouting to see what's there. Maybe getting this thing to waste its missiles. Abrams got it. How many missiles has that got left? Still got 7 left. Some Grenzers coming in, that command coming in. I'm just waiting to see if anything more comes in up here. Fighting Dragons pushing right up and engaging on these Razvedka. They could really use some fire support, though. We could do with moving up a tank, perhaps. Look at all this stuff here. There's so much stuff in Alpha. It'll be very hard to get in now. I mean, in fairness, if you had some really good artillery, you could just absolutely lace this entire area with artillery. But I think you'd need the Buratino. So obviously CRPR does not have that. These choppers just flying backwards and forwards. I feel like they'll run out of fuel before they run out of ammunition, because I have not actually seen them fire yet. No, they've still got a full complement of weapons. Command is in here. I imagine we'll be seeing a command coming in for XStark as well, though, to counter that one. Very different game this time. Last time it was sort of very aggressive pushes back and forth in Alpha. This time we've got more of a standoff position for CRPR at the bottom. A little bit more aggressive at the top, but he has lost those units in there. Did those choppers finally fire? Yes, they did. And he's pulling those back to a safe distance. Anti-air chopper coming in. Plenty of ITOs and stuff. Another anti-air chopper. Chaparral coming in down the bottom, and Tor 2 just pushing up there. Neither player having lost very much at the moment. CRPR's lost the infantry, and XStark's lost a recon vehicle, but I'm not sure either player has lost much of anything else. Not seeing any jets as yet either, interestingly. Now, it might have been to CRPR's advantage, because obviously we can see the entire map. I'm just thinking these choppers don't really have any anti-air protecting them. There's an Igler up there, but I can't see anything down here. So an anti-air jet might have caused serious issues for these choppers. Obviously, poor CRPR doesn't know that. We do. We can see everything. Here we go. One of those lovely Apaches coming in. 3rd Armoured have these great choppers at their disposal. And if you use them correctly, they can be a massive asset as well as your tanks. Rasvedka being engaged by an Abrams there. There's Sapori Commander coming in finally. I was waiting for a commander to come in for the top there. I sort of, in my mind, I kind of wish CRPR had pushed Echo a bit more. Just because I think he's going to have a real hard time getting into Alpha. But equally, the longer the game goes on, I guess the more stuff that XStark is going to potentially pump into Echo. Although, in saying that, he's still bringing in a lot for the bottom as well, so he's sort of splitting his forces more. Just thinking about ways to come in here. What is that? There's a tank being called in there, T-62. I suppose, you know, one of my thoughts was you could bring a load of stuff through this forest here and bring it out around the top. And bring it down. That way you're not facing an entire front line, but obviously XStark is thinking that as well, so he's bringing in tanks. He's got in some D20 cannons. Is it usually D30s? D20 cannons hitting this back bit here. He's hitting the pivads. I assume that's because he can see that. Surprised he didn't go for the forest area, hoping he would kill the command. That might be coming. Osa's coming in, so we'll have some strong air defense there. So the opportunity for lots of jets has gone out the window, I guess. Has he killed that Pivads? No, it has moved out of the way. Did take some damage, though. Sapri Commander coming in. The Bradley probably can't see it. It can there. It didn't fire at it, though. That was definitely within range of the counter-ground missile. It's still got 6 of them left. I'm not sure. Not sure. Artillery going in against this tank now. Not the most effective thing against a tank, but a good direct hit will do plenty of damage, and obviously there is a lot of cohesion damage done to these tanks as well now. There's definitely been a significant improvement on all of this artillery. Some mech rifles have come in there for CRPR as well. Currently +2 to XStark. 30 minutes to go. I mean, XStark is in the position he needs to be in. He can just sit and win now. He doesn't necessarily need to make a move. He could, of course, do that. CRPR, on the other hand, does need to make some kind of move to push this back. He can't just sit. He has to attack somewhere. The easiest place to attack is going to be Echo at the moment, but there are more and more forces coming into the map for XStark. Now equally, more and more forces coming in for CRPR as well, but it's about positioning of those forces. I think CRPR has very little chance of breaking into Alpha. 4 squads of Motostrelki there. Razvedka, Grenza, Motostrelki, Grenza. Razvedka, Motostrelki, a Rapira. Now, you know what? As much as I say he will have a hard time getting in here, there isn't a lot of long-range stuff. So you've got the Grenzas, they're short range. You've got the Razvedka, they're short range. Razvedka heavy, short range. The Rapira, oh, there's a Metis. The Motostrelki Metis will be long range, obviously. But realistically, if he could actually see these units and bring in a bunch of tanks, then potentially from range he would have an advantage. 2 Su-25 rocket attack jets coming in. Tanner Specials going straight for the top here. Engaging on that Abrams. That is a lot of rocket fire. Recon is dead. Abrams has survived. Artillery coming in on that Abrams now. Quite a few artillery pieces spread across the map. At least 3 is that? At least 3. And another coming in. Anti-air jet engaging on... Sorry, anti-air chopper engaging on these guys. Su-25 rocket attack came in and finished off that tank. Pivad's coming in now. Su-25 rocket attack managed to take out that. Oh, you'll be pleased with the performance of those Su-25s. There wasn't a lot of air defense there for CRPR, sadly. So they got in and out. They took a little bit of fire. And those choppers managed to survive all of that fire as well. That was very disappointing from the anti-air chopper. Very disappointing. Immediate response from those artillery pieces against the Pivads. Mech rifles pushing up here into all these units. Yeah, they're not going to survive. I think Pua's CRPR is in a difficult position now. XStark is very comfortable. Lots of anti-air coming in. Lots of defense. Lack of long range down here perhaps, but it would take quite a few tanks to be able to push it. Lack of air defense perhaps down here as well. Just some Iglas, but I mean, you'd have to have multiple bombers. You'd have to have tanks, infantry, all pushing at once to break this front line. Preferably artillery as well. And this is the thing in WARNO as it was in Wargame. And perhaps more so in WARNO because of how recon isn't perfect. And, you know, it doesn't see quite the same way as it did in Wargame Red Dragon. You are in a position when you're the attacking force that you're not always sure what you're coming up against. It needs a little bit of work still, the recon. Hopefully they will get round to doing that before release. Because being able to see enemy units is important, especially for new players. There has to be a good recon element. Otherwise, just experienced players who know where to position all their forces have already won. So you've got to give a chance to the newer players. And recon really helps with that. This will be going in on the, for the command this time. Still +2 to XStark, soon likely to be +4, as he probably will kill this command. Oh, he's not actually got any direct hits. He has stunned it, I think. But he hasn't actually, he's just done 1 damage to it. Interesting. But there is a significant wall of red across the entire map now, with more and more coming in. Oh, loads of mortars coming in now, and D30s coming in as well as the D20s. Artillery piece at the other side though. CRPR bringing in 2 M109A2s. This is where the artillery onslaught begins from both sides. He's hitting that back corner now, hoping to catch the commander. He's not quite sure where it is, obviously. XStark almost caught up in points now with 23 minutes to go. This is going to be some counter-battery artillery fire, perhaps. The M109 takes a long time to aim and target. Obviously changed in a recent patch. Loads more infantry coming in at the top. Another D30. Yeah, there we go. Counter-battery fire. Going in against these D20s here. Doing plenty of damage. That's just one. Just one. Managed to stun everything. Might get a kill. He's taken one of them down to 1 health and is routed. Oh, it stopped firing though. That's unfortunate for him. Almost killed him. Counter battery coming in from the other side by the looks. Yep. But he is moving his around. Good stuff. I think CRPR has a very uphill struggle on his hands now. There is a lot of stuff here now. Loads of conkers to stop tanks. And I just don't feel he has the forces, sadly, to do an aggressive push on this line. I'm not sure he has the forces down here to do a push on this line either. As I say, there isn't a lot of long-range stuff, but there's a BMP-3 there now. All these mortars coming in as well. He's going for that TOW too, which is visible. Oof. Smushed out. Counter battery fire going in against this now up here. That hasn't even dropped off its artillery piece yet, or it was picked up again. Only find 2 shots. Strangely. Maybe rearm. That was weird. Retargeted, perhaps? That still has a D20 attached to it, I think. Yeah. Counter battery fire coming in against him as well, though. But he's keeping his stuff moving, which is good. I mean, the air defense that XStark has now is pretty solid. Obviously, you have the accuracy bonus anywhere there's a white circle now. Obviously, most of these white circles, of course, being, you know, belonging to XStark, I should say. There's a lot of counter battery fire going on right now. But CRPR is doing a good job of keeping this stuff moving. But I don't think... Well, there's a bit of movement here from CRPR. Oh, very lucky. Almost took a side shot from the Crpr missile. Crpr missile does quite a bit of damage. 18. Certainly not to be underestimated. So T-62's coming in at the top. More Conkers coming in. Rapier there, Conkers there. There's a lot of anti-tank actually spread around now. Some mortars coming in here, mech rifles coming in. 19 minutes left in this game. A couple of Cobras coming in for CRPR as well now. I'm just wondering if he can make some kind of push. You can see him moving stuff up here immediately. As soon as something is spotted, it's just an immediate response from artillery fire from XStark. Abrams poked its head out and immediately had missiles coming at it from multiple directions. It's a very difficult position for CRPR now. Very difficult. Having a little go at the front line here though with these mech rifles. Well, immediate coverage from the BMP-3 there. And the BMP-3, as we know, exceptionally good at taking out infantry. It is a devastatingly powerful unit. All that artillery fire as well, retargeting at something else. Loads of infantry pushing around the top here. XStark's actually making a move. I wonder if he's going to come around here and try and take out this infantry commander by going through the entire forest. It's a distinct possibility. XStark's still trying to counter battery the M109s. CRPR still doing a very good job of moving them around. I wish I could see a way for CRPR to break through here, but I think there's just so much stuff. Not only T-62s pushing around the top as well, all the infantry. Just under 17 minutes left now. Oh, there's SU-25 rocket attack jets coming back in. Not sure what they're going for. Something in the middle, I guess. Abrams, perhaps. There are some pivads there, so he will take fire this time. Gone for the Bradley. It was out in the open, and he's gone for the Abrams as well. Pivad's getting some shots off. Stinger's getting shots off. Not doing enough damage. That is routed now, though. He's taking plenty of shots, but I don't think it'll be enough. Spinning back round, engaging that Abrams. Will get out alive. Cluster bomber in there. Went for these tanks at the top. Managed to catch one of them, but the other two evaded. Artillery being used against them. SU-27S, two SU-27S AA jets there. I wonder how long XStark's had those things. I don't feel like those were brand new call-ins. I feel like he's been sitting on them for a while. Perhaps an early game purchase, and that's why he didn't have so much anti-air at the start of the game. Cobra's getting some shots off on this front line here. Good choice, but unfortunately those mech rifles pushing across, getting shot at by two BMP-3s now, as well as the infantry. So they're just not going to get there, are they? Oh. Counter batteries finally caught the M109. Oh, I don't think it's going to survive. That's a lot of arty coming in on it. The arty has stopped firing. It is alive. 1 pip of health. F-15C. Eagle coming in. Took out a chopper, I think. It's taking a lot of fire and is dead. Yeah, there's a lot of AA there. SU-27S coming in for that Cobra. And they will... Oh no, they went for the cluster bomber. They are taking shots. Will they survive? Yes, they will. In and out. Took a bit of fire, but not a bad position to be in. The OS has managed to kill the chopper as well. In the midst of trying to track the jets, the OS has moved up and killed the chopper, the tow Cobra. M109 has survived and moved up further. Force here, moving around from XStark, probably going to hit this point instead. I thought he might hit the back of this, but I think he's just going to push through into Delta. 14 minutes left to go. Are these things out of fuel? Very low on fuel. Apache pushing up here. Taking fire from the Ulster. It is dead. I think that this is a last ditch push from CRPR. He knows he's in trouble. Still +2 for XStark, as it has been for a long time. I think CRPR is going to lose this. And that may or may not be a surrender at that point. Apache and more tow Cobras coming in. CV doing a good job at the front line there. Obviously, tank got a little bit too close. And this is the thing, once you get too close with those tanks, they are just very susceptible to the RPGs and stuff. Yeah, these tanks pushing in here now. Artillery is coming in on them, but XStark will probably just keep them moving. LRS going to be engaged. Tow Cobra and Apache are engaging on these tanks though, which is helpful. SU-27S coming in to go for those Tow Cobras though. One is dead. He's managed to kill most of those tanks though. All the tanks are dead, it's just the infantry left. F-15C came in. I think he might have killed the 27S. SU-25 rocket attack coming in for that tow Cobra. Oh, that is a lot of fire going for that F-15C. Cubs there as well. SU-25 will get out. Eagle really needs to get out as well. It is badly damaged. It's going back across. That is surely dead. Oh, there's a surrender. Commiseration CRPR. A well-fought game. Obviously, a significant discrepancy in the kills to losses there. Well played XStark. Very, very well defended. A beautiful defensive line across the entire map. And, you know, going from where you were to where you are now, can you see your mix of units is spot on? You're bringing in the right units at the right time. It's great to see how much you've improved from where you were. It's, as I say, it's really nice to see how new players improve, because that's the most stark improvement, I suppose. No pun intended. So, let's have a look. LRS did an alright job, Apache did an alright job, but honestly, there just weren't a lot of kills from CRPR's side. On the other side, the Conker's got plenty of kills. The BMP3 is doing a good job. BMP3 again. SU-27S got a few kills. Nothing too stand out in terms of units-wise, because it was just a few units here, there, and everywhere. But good game, guys. Really enjoyed both of those. Shame there wasn't quite as much biting at each other's heels, shall we say, in the second game, but it was still fun to watch. I'm keen to see what you bring to the next tournament. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all soon for some more WARNO.